that time of the year when you start to sort of look forward to what's going to happen next. 2013 is just around the corner, and in the first of a two-part segment, we're going to look at the editor's choices for games to look for in 2013. And I've got Agent 47 here with me.
Yes, I'm trying to compensate for having a cold, by dressing up nicely, but it works, doesn't it?
It's overdressed for like a video game reviewer, but I guess it's sort of in character somehow anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your pick for games to look? What game are you most looking forward to?
Well, I could mention so many, but I've sort of decided to go with The Elder Scrolls Online. Well, the title says it all. I mean, it's The Elder Scrolls and it's online. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they will manage this. First of all, of course, they've got all of Tamriel, and I'm looking forward to exploring new and old places again.
For the first time in one game, you get all of Tamriel.
Yeah, I think that's, almost enough to go for it. Then there's another reason I've never understood why developers didn't go for Mac and PC whenever they launched an MMO, because that was also part of World of Warcraft's success. And they're doing that on this game, so that's like, yay. Then I think there's a lot of great mechanics. I like the fact that you can actually pick and choose your armor type. Just if you feel like being an ironclad mage in Deadwing armor, you just go ahead. I think that is going to be really interesting to see how it works or doesn't work.
Yeah.
Then we've got the whole Guild Wars 2 concept of whenever you're going into groups and whenever you're fighting something, you get equal rewards.
Yeah.
I really like that about an MMO.
And you got the old school public dungeons as well, which is something that a lot of MMOs have moved away from, but they're bringing that back.
And then of course you've got, it seems so far that they've been thinking long and hard about the end game as well. So you're not going to get to level 50 and have nothing to do. It seems like there's a lot of heroic instances, and there's a lot of actually content that they mentioned you can play solo. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. And well, then of course you've got PvP.
Yep. Which is quite different as well. It's interesting what you're doing there.
Yes. Well, first of all, they've got all the different weapons and siege stuff, and you can destroy buildings, and you can fight to overtake keeps and stuff like that. But they're also trying to sort of invite everybody to join this, even if they are on level 50. Again, I'm not sure how they're going to manage to get all this to work.
Yeah. It's a mammoth task,
yes,
it really must be said. And there aren't a lot of those sort of massive multiplayer MMOs out that are in production anymore. Most of them are going down the free-to-play or sort of simpler routes. But this is the World of Warcraft killer category, even though they're not going up against World of Warcraft in that sense, but it's that category of game.
Yeah, it seems like they have mentioned a lot about, some people either copy World of Warcraft or don't look at it at all.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've been clever enough to sort of pick and choose. But then again, so much can go wrong with this one. But I'm really eager to see how it plays out.
And with that, I think we'll leave it off to a handful or so of editor choice for games to look for this year, and we'll be back soon.
Hello from Spain, Gamereactor. 2013 is a year which is already plenty of good games to look forward to. But here we are really interested in seeing how Star Wars 1313 turns out in the end. And it's not because of its super cool title, really fitting, 1313, and not because of the newly announced film trilogy. It's because it looked already spectacular in its early stage when we checked it out in the last summer, and also because we're eager to feel the danger of the dark and hostile underworld of Coruscant with no force powers. let's check it out when it comes out, hopefully next year, and see if it takes some notes from games like Tomb Raider and gets a bit away from the Uncharted cinematic formula and finds its own gameplay hooks for the players and Star Wars fans. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Hello gamers all over the world. My name is Christian and I'm the editor-in-chief here in Norway. I'm sorry about the dark masculine voice, I just caught a cold. My most anticipated game for next year, 2013, is Grand Theft Auto 5. Maybe a little boring game to pick, definitely not a game that gives me a lot of hardcore gaming cred, since it's one of next year's most hyped games and a game we probably know all too well. But for me it doesn't matter. It's simply the game I'm most eager to play, to get my hands on. I don't care if the recipe is well known, I don't care if it's similar to Vice City and GTA 4. I just want to hijack a car and turn on the radio station, crank up the volume and drive around exploring a fictional Los Angeles. This game is all about the music and atmosphere for me, and when Rockstar featuring music from The Small Faces and Stevie Wonder in their first two trailers, it just got me all fired up. So there you have it. My most anticipated game for 2013 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Norway.
Okay, Christian from Gamereactor Germany here. I'm really looking forward to Watch Dogs in 2013, because that's looking like a perfect mixture of Brave New World, sci-fi, story stuff and really astonishing shooting. And it just, I mean, the graphics are really, really beautiful from what we have seen so far, and that mixed up with that intense action gameplay looks like my game of 2013.
Hello GRTV and Merry Xmas from Finland. Hyvää joulua. My choice for the most wanted game of 2013 is Gears of War Judgment. I don't expect it to be absolutely the best game of the year, but it's most likely going to be my most played game of the year. I really look forward to the new multiplayer modes like the Overrun that finally implements the character classes and new objectives to the game. I'm a little bit worried about the game tempo being revved up too much, but even so, I can't wait for March and getting my hands back to the game and kicking some locust ass. So that's my pick, Gears of War Judgment. Back to you guys.
And we're back. That was it. Any surprises, perhaps?
Yeah, I was quite surprised that some of the editors were looking forward to GTA 5. No.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got a not perhaps a shocker for my pick. BioShock Infinite. I'm shocked that no one else has mentioned it until now. But it's really, for me, what really gets me excited about BioShock Infinite is the fact that it's so fresh. It's something that we haven't seen before, and I loved Rapture, but the second time around I felt like I've sort of done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to sort of get the BioShock concept up in the air, somewhere different, somewhere exciting, and you know, it's been a while since I saw it. You know, they've been keeping it on the wraps. I know that some of our colleagues have been away to test it out now, and I'm dying to find out a little bit what they felt about it. But it's one of those games that really just screams at you and demands your attention because it's so different, so extravagant, and you know, I just want to know more about Songbird, and I want to know more about Elizabeth, and I want to know more about the whole sort of world that's coming apart up there in Colombia. And you know, I have every ounce of confidence in Irrational. I know they take their time with their games, but hopefully this February they will bring out something that's really special.
are you happy they scrapped multiplayer?
Actually, I don't really care whether they do multiplayer or not. I think you know, that's something that's to decide. If they do it, I hope they would do it well. But if they don't really come up with an idea that they think is
Sure.
good enough, they might as well just spend their time making the single player as good as they possibly can. And maybe for a sequel to Infinite, they have something for multiplayer. We'll see about that. But I'm just excited to play the single player, and that's enough for me, really.
Yeah.
With that, we'll leave it up for today's Indie Darling and a competition from Emily, and that's it for us.
Hey, my Indie Darling is a game called FTL, and I don't know if it's been unsuccessful. I think it may have been very successful, but it is one of those games that brings me back to like the 1980s, 1990s, that it's very simple, but also very rich. But it has a great interface, it's totally fun to play, and it's like nothing else out there.
That was a trailer for Hotline Miami. If you want a chance to win that game on Steam, what you have to do is answer this question. In which decade does Hotline Miami take place? You know what to do. Write us an email at xmas@gamereactor.eu before 12 noon tomorrow, Central European Time, with the answer in the subject line. Good luck!